So I need that movie clapper. Oh. You probably already know. No?
So you're a starting point?
Yeah.
Why did you call it a clap? I was so confused.
It's a clap.
No, you see, you confused me because your generation uses clap very differently nowadays.
Okay.
All I was thinking is my cheeks were in jeopardy immediately.
I'm getting clapped.
Yeah, you're just like, I got to clap right away. And it's like, whoa.
We just started.
I mean, we're friendly, but...
not that friendly. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Casey of OCDGaming. Welcome to Coffee with Casey. I got my buddy Mike with me. This is his first time just ever appearing on my channel, which, hey, I'm not a stranger to adding new people to my channel and then just throwing them away when I'm not needing them anymore. Can you finish that sentence?
Thank you for that subpar introduction. Hi, everyone. As he said, my name's Mike. He clearly wanted to introduce me through gibberish. I don't know why I'm here. I don't know. People seem to enjoy listening to me talk, so now I'm here to talk to everybody here.
Yes.
So hopefully you'll enjoy it, and
if you don't, then too bad. So what we're going to be talking about today, normally when I'm talking on this channel with people on this podcast, it's just about video games or video game related news, new things like releasing, what games we're excited for. Going to take a little bit of a different approach today. Just going to be talking because Mike and I, we've been friends for a very long time. We got to enjoy the reunion, or I guess the making of our friendship through the absolute hell of work and a place we didn't like, and we both got to bond off that and then find out that we actually have a lot more in common than just hating the place that brought us a lot of misery through many years.
I mean, that sort of tells them what the hell we're about, I guess, in a small sort of way. The roundabout way is we worked at a company, which probably shouldn't mention.
Probably not. I mean, there's probably some history of me talking about it in the past, but
I'm not going to mention it because I'm not sure how litigious they are, but I'm going to assume that they're litigious.
Maybe.
And most of what we're going to say is probably not complimentary.
Very true. Very true.
Yes, like you said, we met back when I first started. He had already been working at the company. I started and we had the same position. He is moving up in the company and I was taking his position. And our conversation really started because of bodybuilding, believe it or not.
Yes, and as you can see,
we're gorgeous.
We couldn't be better in shape.
This is peak male perfection, whether you like it or not.
So, yeah, we got into a conversation about bodybuilding, and I would talk about it in lengths to Mike, and he would just listen to me because he was also into wrestling, too. So we kind of bonded over that, and then we also kind of just bonded over the fact that
we had a boss named Pat. Now, Pat, since we're going to get right into it, Pat... Well, that's not really his name, but, it's the first one I thought of that's probably not necessarily untrue. So, here's what I'm going to say about Pat. Pat was a very good school student. He got really high marks. But Pat had zero... what's the word I'm looking for? Zero human talking capabilities. You ever seen Grandma's Boy?
Yes.
He's like... I want robot legs.
Imagine any AI today and any video like that of an AI trying to just talk, let alone exist in our life. That was Pat.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good, accurate description of how he was with people. You could be talking to him and he could be staring right through you. Not in a disrespectful way. Probably maybe a little bit, honestly.
Well, it was always disrespectful. You remember the first time he was like, hey, we're going to change how everything's running here? And
I'm gonna
do it backwards.
I'm gonna lose this company so much money. Watch. Oh no.
So where we worked, we had stations you had to do in order. It was like you did this, you did that, you did this. Okay, we'll call it ABC. ABC worked great. It was fantastic. Everything ran smooth. Pat came in and he's like, why are we doing it like that? We should do BCA. Clearly, and then we should actually take A and we should move it down there with to the other end of the room, just because, it looks nice. And the company was like, well, you're smart. We'll do that. So they did that.
Yeah, you're a real smart guy. You went to college.
And, you know, immediately we just started losing money. It was
just hemorrhaging.
It was hilarious. It was the best thing that's ever happened. Well, at least one thing that always stood out to me with Pat was our middle management boss. So Pat wasn't our direct supervisor. He just was a high-level engineer. Our supervisor, he went by the name of Dan. Now, Dan was a fun man. So Dan would catch me and Casey chatting and, you know, generally just taking it a bit easier because we always had our work done, so it was, you know, whatever. And Dan would come over and be like, you guys, you got to be doing more than this. And we'd be like, do you think you could curl this box here? Could you overhead press it like 9 times?
We would have, I remember this one specifically, I was holding a thing to hold like these sticks. It was just like this yellow pole, and it was like pretty heavy at the end because I had a square at the end of it to kind of weight it so it didn't just topple over. I just picked it up and started curling it, and then that's when he came over like, guys, we can't just be standing there. And I'm like, why don't you curl this? I just handed him. He starts curling it as he's talking to us. And he's like, oh, I can't forget my left arm. And he starts curling in his left arm. He's just such a gym bro. And it's just great. We use that to our advantage every single time.
And he constantly would just let us get away with stuff because we'd be like, Dan, you want to show us your bicep? And he'd be like, I do.
You got a sick pump, dude.
And he loves his biceps. He was a fantastic boss. But anywho, he came up to me one night and he had told me that Pat was very upset with me. And I remember it very clearly because he's like, Pat wants you fired. I'm not going to fire you, though. But I need to know, is it true that you called him an idiot to his face? And I was like, I did.
Absolutely.
And he was like, that's amazing. I wish I could do that. And so I didn't get fired. Pat kept being sour. And if you're wondering what he had asked me to do, it was to make a robot move out of sequence that was worth, I think, like $500,000 robot. The one in the shell room.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
He wanted me to crash that and just
manually overdrive the automated sequence.
Yeah.
Excellent. Good.
I assume most of the people listening are tech savvy, so you know what happens when you make a robot on automation. Just run fast.
do faster, but I'm not programmed for that.
Make program run extra fast.
But I don't know how to.
Keep in mind, this robot is in conjunction with a bunch of other robots also working on their own timers. So if anybody's off their time, then it's...
If anyone's worked in a manufacturing company, everything moves in a line. Everything has its turn. You can't just be like, I want this to go through now. It doesn't work like that.
What a company.
So I guess you can notice the topic of today is about jobs and our experiences and things that have happened in our lives that have just been batshit crazy. Of like, you look at it and you're like, this can't be real life. There's just no way. Because everybody has had that moment at their job where they're looking at this happening right in front of them. They're like, this isn't happening. This has to be the simulation. It's breaking right now. I can't fathom this.
So we decided we should start talking about it. Because, we should share it.
Yeah, I've dropped a couple stories here and there, like on my live streams and whatever. But it's not like this will be like the centralized place of like, hey, you want to know these ridiculous stories that have happened? Here's the hive mind of it. Here's where you can find it. Here's where you can find all the just bullshit, basically.
So, I think with that said, who else would we move on to in that wonderful place of us? Because, by the way, Pat, we would tell you more stories, but he wound up getting himself fired because he decided to switch jobs around on a board and cost the company another, like, $500,000. Pardon me. You have to cut that.
I'll have to cut the name, too. You just full-on doxed him.
Well...
just slipped off the tongue. It was just like dribbling out of your mouth like sweet, sinful molasses.
If he hadn't been such a shit stain, I never would have ever... It would have never happened. Under normal professional settings, folks, this would never happen again, but...
Yeah.
Sometimes things just slither out.
Oops. It's okay, I'll cut that. But basically, he got fired because he thought he was just untouchable and super smart and could do no wrong, even though he costed probably
about $500,000.
$500,000, yeah. Because I remember the UV glue wasn't even like close to ready. He's like, just do it.
Yeah.
And then everything just got terrible.
Yeah, because it was all on the finished product that was ruined. It wasn't our product. Our product looked great.
Yeah, like this is fantastic. And they pull it through X-ray. This looks terrible.
Yeah. I don't even know if it made it all the way to X-ray, did it? It might have made it only to the...
Some of them might have, because...
Might have just after casting it was having issues.
Oh, yeah, that's right. In the shell department.
Because they kept breaking off.
Yeah, they kept breaking off. And
it was
then,
a very slow part.
Everything was leaking in it, too.
Nobody has any idea what we just said.
No. So we can just go back to
moving past Pat.
Moving past Pat.
We'll move past Pat. I haven't moved past Pat.
I don't think I ever could. I've told people, like, now that, unfortunately, I work there again for a short time. I won't be there forever. I promise. For myself. I promise for myself. Exactly. So I tell people the horror stories about him. They're like, oh my God, like this, how'd this guy work here? Well, he didn't for long. To which I'm still happy both you and I outlasted him in there.
I mean, that wasn't even hard.
No, it wasn't. It felt like when I heard he got fired, I'm like, all right.
I mean, it was inevitable. Like, there was no way he was going to keep his job. He had no people skills.
Oh yeah, zero. Again, back to the AI thing. Straight up, you could say something to them.
What's the guy's name from the movie? JB or JD? Grandma's Boy. You ever seen it?
I don't know the name.
Oh, it's kind of a stoner comedy.
I've seen that, but I don't remember the name of the character.
It's like JB or JD.
Probably one of those two.
He wants the bionic legs.
Yeah.
That's Pat. Pat in a nutshell.
He's the legs. You could say something to them. He'll just look at you and be like, 5 seconds. 5 seconds, maybe 10 seconds even. It felt like a long time when he stared at you.
No, I'm going to disagree with you here.
Okay.
What Pat liked to do was always...
Oh my God, yes, that's right. He always...
This is how he stood.
Not even here on the hips like a normal human being. Like a bird.
Yeah.
like a bird. He'd spread those wings and fly away.
He was proud of his lats. They weren't there, but folks.
They weren't there.
But he was proud of them.
To which, by the way, I saw him in the gym. This bastard decided, oh, I'm going to do legs today. He forgot his shorts. What do you do when you forget your shorts? Not legs. Not Pat. He was doing some barbell back squats in jeans and a buttoned up shirt.
Damn.
This guy is a literal definition of a sociopath.
I mean, sociopath's a pretty strong word. I just thought it was more idiot, but, you know. Just, like, zero common sense. It was just like...
I couldn't believe it.
But maybe he liked the way denim rubbed against his sweaty thighs. You know? He was a weirdo, and I would bet that was something he was into. Really
get the blood flowing.
I already name dropped his whole freaking name, and people aren't even gonna know what happened.
I'm gonna cut it out. Don't worry.
No, I know, but I want them to know that I did it, so I'm saying it later here in the program. They missed out, but you know, just know that if he hears this, I still don't like you.
Same. To which, if you do watch me, fuck you.
You're probably bad at games.
True. He's probably like, looking for guys and he finds me. He's like, oh my God.
He's my buddy.
No.
I'm friends with him.
No, I'm not.
It's tough to talk about a company because, you know.
Well, I'll talk about this. I know we both had hellish experience from our previous place, but I moved on in life and did personal training. Let me tell you, that was an experience. At first, it was like, this is pretty good. But then you get some weird people. Like, yeah, there's some weird people in the world, like, yeah, whatever. You can kind of shrug them off. But then there's the people who are like, you should be locked up, actually, like somewhere that's like padded, preferably.
Tell me about them.
Huh?
Tell me about him.
I'm going to. Thank you. I'm glad I have your permission now.
You just keep telling me about what the person's going to be. I figure I'll glean that off your story.
I mean, hey. You never know.
Don't spoil it.
I might.
I want to hear how crazy this person is.
So this person, first of all, I wasn't even supposed to have this person. I was supposed to. I was just waiting on. We used to do like free training sessions, which I hated. I thought that was stupid. But I was waiting for the free person to show up, which I didn't get paid for, and they never showed up. So I was gifted this person because this other person just felt uncomfortable with them. So give him the Casey. He's great with the freaks.
Is that the real terminology they use in there?
Gift?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Oh, okay.
They probably just said...
Yeah, I thought that was just part of, like, that culture. Like,
no. They probably...
Here's Tyler. He's my gift to you.
And the crazy thing is, the fact that the other person felt uncomfortable, and they're like, Casey can do it. No, I'm gonna be uncomfortable. They didn't care. So they're like, hey, you gotta do this body scan for this person, because we do 3D body scans for people. That was kind of like the gimmick of the place, so they can see their results. It kind of worked, kind of didn't. But he's already in this, like, and it's a small ass room, and then you're just supposed to like let them be in there, do their scan, whatever. So I introduced myself, and tell him like, hey, you gotta put all this information in. Big dude. Towers over me like almost 3 times, like giant.
Like 6'9" or something like that.
It's 6'6" something.
Yeah,
definitely tall and just like
massive.
Just could crush me, and not massive like fat or massive or like muscly. Just like a big person, scary.
Southern cornbread fed.
Yeah. So I'm explaining to him what he's got to do. He's like, yeah, I know what to do. I'm like, okay, sorry. I took a step back. And then he's like, what do you think I'm going to weigh? I'm like, I don't know. Probably like, I'm trying not to get punched in the face. I'm kind of trying to be nice and be like, like 230? That's pretty good for a guy that your size. He's like, I'm thinking 235. I'm like, okay, cool. He's like, how much do you weigh? I'm like, oh, well. And before I could even answer, he's like, you look like about 160. I'm like, yeah, I'm like 167-ish. And he's like, oh, so I was right. I'm like, sure, man.
That's why you carry stickers.
Here you go. Yeah, man, you're right. Okay, so I'm gonna go grab the key so I can lock the door behind and you can do your scan. I go outside to the desk, grab the key, go to walk back. In the doorway, I see a reflection of him doing his scan. Completely nude.
I'll be honest, I thought you
were just supposed to be in your underwear.
See, I thought nude right from the get-go.
Yeah, no, completely nude.
Yeah, see, if you took me for that body scan without telling me...
No, because that's the thing. We tell everybody that, too.
Get nude?
No, not get nude. No. No. You just got to get down to your undergarments. I will leave the room, lock it behind, so you have nothing to worry about. Nobody can get in. And all that kind of jazz.
You're terrifying me with your approach.
Sorry. Sorry. I'm
going to lock the door.
You can't get out
here.
No escape.
Get down to your skibbies.
I didn't like it, because that's how you would normally greet people, too. Like, hey, here's your scan. By the way, get down to your fucking underwear. No. I hated that approach, but that's how they were.
That'd be the last day at my gym if I walked in and they did that.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
Excuse me?
At all. You what?
Again, I'll
call
reference
corporate.
earlier.
They're telling me to get...
Do I get dinner?
Like...
You guys got steak out here or something? Like, at least McDonald's. I'm not expensive.
You okay with Panera? Hospital food? Great. Cool. I'm
Panera.
Leaving. So... I see him in the doorway, butt ass naked. Cool.
Fucking hammer.
I close the door. I'm like, I go to my PTD, my director. I'm like, dude, he just freeballed. I didn't even get to close the door. He's like, yeah, he's a little bit of a strange one. Now you tell me. Cool. Awesome.
Why is he getting another body scan?
This will kind of lead into that. So he finishes the body scan. Unfortunately, the body scan takes like 5 to 10 minutes to process. So I get to hang out with him for this time. He's just chatting with me. He's just occasionally spouting something very loudly and sporadically. And I'm like, oh, cool.
So, like an example, what did he yell?
I'll let you know right now. It's great. I was sitting there. He's like, am I scan ready? I'm like, no, not yet. He turns to his phone, puts on some music. He's like, hey, I want you to time me. Time you? For what? I want to see how fast I can push this sled back. The weighted sleds?
Yeah.
Okay, man. I start a timer. He goes. He's pushing it all right, and he pushes it right back. He said, what's my time? 35 seconds. And he looked at me, and then he like turned away and looked and just like walked a little bit. Walked back. He's like, my scan ready? No.
So you think he was sad?
Was he sad?
Yeah, was he like expecting a better time? Or more pressure out of you? Maybe he liked you.
I hope not. So he
just didn't know how to express it.
Maybe.
He's like, you want to see me push something?
You want to see me run to that rock?
How much weight was on that sled when he pushed it?
Nothing.
Oh.
The sled.
Imagine if it was like 160 pounds.
That would be impressive.
Yeah, but after you told him?
And then he would throw the sled at me.
No, you said I weighed 160.
Oh.
Just so you know.
I can drive you.
Yeah.
No. So eventually his scan comes out. I'm gonna have myself. I'm still waiting on it. He turns and looks at me. He's like, you know I got a nickname, right? I don't even know his real name. I still know this guy to his nickname to this day. I still don't know his actual legitimate government name. I'm like, oh, what is it? You know what people call me? Guess.
Goose.
Your guess is as good as mine, because at the time, I don't know this guy from a hole in the wall. What the fuck am I supposed to say? I don't know, dude. What do they call you? Quick. And then he's like, you know why they call me Quick? I don't even know who they is. Take a guess. Why do you think they call him Quick?
Oh.
You won't get it.
How fast he can finish an ice cream?
No. Good guess.
Oh, I didn't want to go with the obvious perverted guesses that I could have. Quick. He can rip one off of a dog barehanded.
No. I don't even know what that means.
Like the dog, the claw, it's called the Quick.
Oh. Clever.
Thank you. I am a dad, so sometimes I just hear words and I'm like, you know what?
Well.
Get ready to want to kill yourself because here comes a bad joke.
Oh boy.
So anyways, why do they call him Quick?
Because he's quick at making decisions.
Bro.
I saw you die a little bit on the inside.
Just call me Lightning. Make decisions all fucking day. I didn't know I could do nicknames based on that.
I don't even know who he's talking about. I'm sure as shit he gave the nickname to himself.
You ever seen someone cut you in line and you make that decision not to punch him? Like, fucking, I'm a hero.
He's quick.
Yeah, fucking
That's
great.
quick for you. Quick. That's how I know
that doesn't
this guy.
sound like a nickname. That sounds more like an insult. Like they were like, "Oh, quick, huh?" And he was like, "Yeah."
No, he's quick. He's quick. Yeah, his name is Quick. Again, I don't know his actual name. I never will. But he's quick.
Well, I mean, hell, 35 seconds. Was he racing his thought?
I guess. I guess so. So I find out his nickname. I'm like, cool. I don't get it. I never will. I almost had a stroke when he told me that. And then his body scan comes in.
How was it?
So the body scan just shows like a 3D mold. It's not like showing like actual pictures of the people.
Okay, I guess that's better.
Kind of, I guess. You got to see the mold of his penis.
Yeah, I figured that was coming.
Yep.
Was it hammer?
No.
Oh, no. I mean, damn.
Not the put Quick on blast or anything, but...
No, I'm just saying, like, it would be better if it was, because then at least, like, the end of the story, it's like, and you should have seen the thing on this guy.
Yeah.
Should have called him Hammer.
Should have called him Hammer. Should have called him Sledge.
But damn. No, Quick. Well, I mean, maybe there is another reason they called him Quick.
Maybe.
Maybe it's just the obvious one.
Maybe.
You know? He thinks it's like they're all afraid of him because of his size, so they make it sound like a compliment. Like, wow, nobody's ever been that fast.
Ooh.
I feel good. Enjoy this.
So his scan comes in, and he wants it printed out.
Of course he does.
Sure, man, I'll print it out.
He's got a photo album of him at home, I'm sure.
And then I finished up with him, and I go into the office to my PTD. Quick enters the office shortly after me, and just sits down in the chair in front of his desk. Just talking. Like, what's going on, man? I just want to hang out. Okay, sure. And he's like, can I have that stapler? And of course, my PTD is like, no. This is my stapler. How about that pen? He's like, you know what? Fine, take the pen. But if you take the pen, you gotta get out of here. It's okay. Takes the pen, leaves. I'm like, what is wrong with him?
You gave him the pen. It's like a cat.
I guess so.
You can't just feed it once. It's going to keep coming back.
Come to find out, this guy is crazy. He lives out in his car. So that's why he comes to the gym. So he can, I guess, work out and shower there and whatever. And he has been arrested twice for just stripping down nude in public places. One for taking a leak near a fucking Waffle House, of course. A Waffle House. Why not? The other was stripping down butt-ass naked in a Walmart and then going up to people and just standing behind them. Menacingly.
At night.
Yeah, at night. And yeah, he would literally go he would go to.
Is there any other way you could approach somebody naked at Walmart besides menacingly? You gave it the adjective. I'm just asking if there's clarification. Is there any other way you could do that? Can you do that like joyously?
Probably, if you're
like
maniac.
Metaphysically. Like what other ways besides menacing as a naked man at Walmart?
I don't know.
Like it's euphoric.
You could. It would be very hard, especially at a Walmart. But
whoa, you know how you run around naked? That's your business, pal. It's gonna be very hard. I didn't need that much. I'd at least keep it flaccid. I mean, if you get bumped into a wall or taken down, I don't want that thing breaking. Jeez, you gotta. It
happens.
You don't think about these things ahead of time. No damage.
It happens. So I found all that through my personal training director. And you gave him to me when, granted, my PTD is just like probably about the same height as this guy. I'm like, why didn't you take care of it?
Yeah, I mean, that's a very fair question.
Just like,
he didn't want to.
He didn't want to. Yeah, they literally didn't want to.
That's a nice guy right there.
Like, he could have killed me.
Well, I mean,
no, he could have.
I don't know. I'm pretty quick. People want to kill me.
Oh, he was quick.
I'll scurry like you wouldn't believe.
So I finished that conversation up and get out of that room, and then I hear him go. Well, he's still in the gym, of course, walking around. He's asking people if they've seen his smoke bag.
I mean, that seems like what a homeless guy in his car would ask.
Yeah. Yeah, well, so I'm not surprised at this point.
Did you help him find it?
No.
Oh.
I don't want anything to do with it. I left.
Yeah, you gotta go help him. You're like, yeah, well.
I went back to my desk and I'm not doing it.
He'd be like, I saw your smoke bag. He'd be like, really? He'd be like, yeah, some guy just took it.
It's in the women's locker.
You know Gary? Yeah, he took it.
And he said you're not quick.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, he calls you slow.
Yeah. He told me to tell you that they're now going to call you second place.
Slightly quick. You can get the full title of quick anymore.
He said his name is Quicker.
I'll show him.
I'm quickest.
I'm the quickest.
I've got plenty of descriptors.
He eventually did find his smoke bag.
In the gym?
Yes.
That's
in a locker.
I mean, okay.
Because you could smell it from a mile away. It stunk.
Is it weed?
So much. so much weed. Because again,
I was picturing meth.
I probably underneath all the weed. Honestly, it's probably just to mask it.
Yeah.
But
weed's just there.
Literally, just you could.
How do you get weed in Oklahoma?
It's legal.
Is it?
Very.
I thought it was illegal there.
No.
Oh.
No, they shops everywhere.
Really?
So many shops.
Oh. I thought a lot of them Bible states didn't like it, so.
Dude, like every corner had like some sort of weed shop. It's actually pretty insane. They so much so like you would be like watching like YouTube or something, and you'd get ads for a place called Danks. Like, cool.
Not like this state.
No, not at all.
No, New Hampshire.
Yeah, you just got to get a fucking. Actually, no, I don't know. Do you need a card or not? I don't remember.
Card for what? To get it?
To shop for it.
Here in New Hampshire?
No, not here.
Oh.
In Oklahoma.
Oh.
I don't remember.
You just go to any of our neighboring states, you can go get it.
It's true.
Oklahoma. Tornadoes. Those are fun.
That was the biggest thing I hated about it.
Tornadoes?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they are pretty big.
I mean, shocker, right? I don't know. A single person like, man, I love those tornadoes ripping right through town.
I mean, I would be pretty stoked to see a tornado.
It's scary.
You'd be surprised, man.
It's scary.
I'm one of those people that definitely could do the storm chasing.
More power to you. I knew somebody like that, actually.
Yeah, like I love that kind of stuff. I'd do it now, but the government really frowns upon bringing children to do that. They're like, hey, keep your kids away from the tornado. You gotta tell people that, because otherwise it's just tornado and kids hand in hand.
I mean,
looks so happy.
okay, sorry. Apologies. What about you? Have you had any experiences since, or even before I knew you? you cry?
Oh man, what comes to mind? Fuck. Okay. First thing that comes to mind, just on a whim. So I was at Cumberland Farms one night. It was me and my fiance. So anyways, Cumberland Farms, we're out there late that one night, and there's this kid working, and his name is Mike. And I don't know if you know this, but Cumby sometimes wears name tags. And I wasn't reading the name tag, but he was going to let me know his name was Mike.
Thank God.
So this was pretty...
I don't even know why I'm wearing these.
You like your cans? I can't remember if this was pre-pandemic or right after the pandemic. Might have been right after, but it might have been right before. Anyway, I know those masks required, but it wasn't the height of the pandemic because everything was basically closed at that point. I remember he told me that some guy came in the store without a mask on, and I'm going to tell you right now, Mike wasn't going to let this happen. And he told me that this guy didn't know who he was messing with. He's from Texas, and he went to a Christian boys' school.
Wow.
And he was a full-on Boy Scout, and he wasn't going to let this happen.
Tell me more interesting facts I don't care about.
No, Casey, I was buying a coffee. I was at the checkout counter, and he's telling me this.
My brother in Christ. Clearly you're a Christ man.
I've never said anything to him. Said, how you doing? And then he told me this. And in this order, the way I'm telling you, just boom, boom, boom. Guy comes in. He's like, you need to put on your mask. He didn't know who he was messing with. That was a little sidebar from Mike for me.
To which, by the way, not to cut you off, if somebody asks you in a store, how are you doing? Don't actually answer it. Please.
Oh, no,
it's just a common courtey type of thing.
So Mike was worried about losing his job because this guy was like, I ain't putting on no mask. And this is the inflections he used. So this is what I'm giving you all. And I guess Mike was a little bit nervous, so he took, those napkin holders, the dispensers at the store, and he threw it at the man. And in which case the man left the store.
Oh.
Because he was being attacked by the employee of the store, and Mike didn't give a fuck.
Good.
Texas.
Of course.
Catholic boys' school. Boy Scout.
Hardened criminal.
I was, bro, I didn't do anything. I tried to buy a coffee.
What can you do at that point?
Honestly, I mean, I thought staring off at everything else would have helped, but he just kept talking. I didn't make eye contact. I thought like it would be like an animal, like if you stop looking, it loses interest. But nope, it just
like a T-Rex.
Yeah.
Maybe if I don't look at him, he won't hurt me.
it just kept going, and that's just the first thing that comes to mind. Like when you ask me, like, has anything crazy happened? Because that stands out. Because it was like 12:30 at night, and I was exhausted. I'm like, I don't even want to fucking have... Like, it's not morning crew.
I
didn't just get up and want to talk to you.
I don't want to deal with this right now.
Why are you telling me all this? And then he's asking me questions. Like, you think it would be over, but it's not. Now he's like, hey, do you think they're going to fire me over this? Bro. And I'm like, well, I don't know. Wait, did the guy attack you? He's like, he just wouldn't wear his mask. I was doing the right thing. And I'm like, I don't think you were. I don't think you can just physically harm people. Yeah, I don't think you could throw things at people. Like napkin dispensers, those aren't that small. Especially at Cumbies, it's like a foot long.
Yeah, it's not going to be soft either just because there's napkins in there, believe it or not.
But he just, oh, man. Besides him, though, crazy people I've seen. God, it's one of those things, like when you're thinking about it, and you want to know. It's like, I can't think of them.
Yeah.
But, like, I've had a lot of interactions at companies that are just generally just...
I can't...
Gas stations in general. Like, you see people just do it, like, you know...
Here's a cool one. I was getting gas at a 7-Eleven one time. Just filling up. Old guy across filling up his truck. Turns and looks at me. I can see it in the corner of my eye. I'm just filling up, and I just see him staring at me. I feel it. I feel him just burning a hole in the side of my head. So I turn. He looks at me. Fucking Biden.
Did you have a Biden shirt?
No.
Oh.
He's just complaining about the gas price. Filling up his truck.
I see.
And I'm standing there.
I thought he was like...
He's expecting me to say something.
So he's standing
clearly. He's staring at me.
Was he standing menacingly?
Yes. At a 7-Eleven, absolutely.
Wee woo.
Yeah, dude. So I'm staring back. He's expecting me to say something. What do you want me to say? I'm tired. I want to go home. I don't even want to fill up here. It just happened to be along the way.
Sometimes I like to say things in those situations just to see what happens. Like, sometimes I have a lot of time.
I don't.
And I just, like, when somebody goes, like, fuck Biden, I'm like, yeah, how could Trump lose that election and let him be in office? People don't like that.
No. But I didn't want to feed into it, dude. I'm like, I just want to go home.
I don't want to feed into it either, but I don't have a choice anymore.
But I just keep doing it.
Yeah,
it's got an edge.
I don't want to face stupid so much, but it's so prevalent.
It truly is. I think it's only gotten worse since the pandemic. And there's just something that happened.
God, do I miss that?
It's just something that happened during that time where it's just like everybody just lost everything common sense wise.
Oh, well, I mean, I think a lot of it comes down to people are actually, if I'm really honest with myself, I think what it is people are just, they're annoyed.
I mean, me too, but you don't see me going around
I get it,
saying dumb shit.
Well, no, that's just stupid. You can't fix stupid. Now, I was famously said years ago. But what I mean is I think people are just more annoyed now. Because the pandemic showed them what it's like to be at home or have a pet and not be defined by your job.
Yeah.
And now they have to be, and the job's trying to force everybody to be defined by their job. And
I truly cannot understand the whole, this job is my life now.
That's how it's been for hundreds of years.
Oh, I know.
World War II, man.
I know.
Rosie the Riveter.
But I just can't. Like, even working now, I can't physically, mentally, emotionally even think about staying at a place for more than 5 years, tops.
Well, it's because of not of pizza parties.
Oh, of course. Sorry. I forgot about those. Those are the best. We're getting my little sliver of a 1/8 slice of my pizza and my 1 cup of Coke.
If they still have it when you get in there.
Yeah.
The other crew was real hungry.
Oh, thank God.
They took all the extra boxes. So we weren't supposed to let them, but
well, I've talked to so many people about work, and they're like, yeah, I tried this for like a week, and it just wasn't for me, and now I'm back here. You tried something for a week and you gave up? There was a guy who tried doing electrical work, and he just couldn't understand it.
I mean,
and
that's a good thing to be honest with yourself about.
Yeah. That, like, you don't understand it. Cool beans, awesome. But then on the flip side, you get this guy there was a guy who was talking to me. He's like, oh yeah, I did construction for a while but I just really needed like health insurance, so I stopped and stayed here. That's why you gave up everything, because you wanted your health insurance?
Well, I mean, that's fair. A lot of health insurances don't cover anything. You got to find a place that has at least decent.
Ain't here.
I agree. I mean, for legal reasons, I can't get too much into it right this second, but I could tell you with personal experience that the insurance is just bullshit. It's a terrible game. And
absolutely.
It's literally just out to line the pockets of people who are already wealthy.
Yep. Absolutely. Because when even paying car insurance, my window was destroyed. Not from my doing, from hailstorms doing. I was told not covered. What do you mean?
You didn't have hailstorm insurance. You only had tornado insurance.
No. I should get the lava insurance too when I was at it.
This reminds me of every Simpsons episode I've ever seen.
Dude.
You got cloud insurance now?
I should have got cloud insurance. I saw them up there. They're just floating around.
They're getting aggressive, buddy. The way they look at them.
But I'm like, what do you mean I'm not covered? I've been paying like $200 something out of pocket to be covered. It's just not covered. That's not a good enough reason. Like, and then they were like, well, let me send you to this person. Of course. No one picks up. And then it hangs up on me.
Yeah, that's a very similar experience to the insurance I've experienced since my car accident. Apparently, they don't have to answer the phone.
That's really cool.
It's so cool. It's the
feel like
best.
You guys are paid to answer your fucking phone.
No. Apparently, when you pay that money to the insurance, and this is just a law, so I'm not speaking out of turn, but say you're in a lawsuit. And say you've paid for insurance, and your insurance has been paying you due to unemployment and stuff. And that's what you paid for, right? Peace of mind for when these situations arise. Apparently, that settlement money, they're entitled to it. The insurance company. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. It's legally written, because if you were to get it, so you'll get about 50% of what you're making now on disability through insurance and not like an SSI. They don't want you to get your settlement because that's considered getting double paid.
Oh.
And it's legally written down. It's in the books. That's the whole point of the lawyer, is to try to stop them from taking all your money.
I wish I could legally uppercut people. Holy shit.
The most 3 years I've been in this suit.
That is so fucking stupid.
Yep.
That is ungodly stupid.
Yeah. And the best part is, none of this was my fault.
That's the craziest part, is that you're suffering because some dickhead decided to T-bone you.
Yeah. But, the insurance company needs that money.
Oh, thank God.
Because they've been paying me a little bit of money a month, so.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. Thank God, that's the word for what they pay.
Thank God.
And so, I just been trucking along.
Aren't we all?
Trying to get a settlement done.
Hopefully it settles.
I got 2 of them going right now. Because I got hit again.
That's exhausting.
It's very exhausting. I was going to food shopping. And then the guy left.
When does it stop?
There's another story for you. So I was going food shopping, and so it's a double turning lane. So you got your left and you got your right.
Yeah.
I'm in the left lane. He's in the right lane.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to be in my lane, but that blinker, people.
It's really hard to use.
It's hard. And he just drives into me.
Good.
Smashes into my car. We're at a red light. There's a bus there. There's nowhere to go. So I get out and I go to his car and I'm like, hey, fucking just hit me. And he's staring at me through his window. He won't roll it down. And I'm like, hey.
A coward, yeah.
And then he drives away.
Good.
And I don't know where he goes, but I get back in my car to try to find him because this guy's about to leave the scene of the accident. Some person, just a guy, I don't know who he is, saw him do this and followed him. Well, the gentleman who had hit me decided he was just going to go shopping. And he did go shopping. And he pointed out the car. I was waiting at the car. The cops come.
That's good.
Now, I've called the cops, and apparently he may have called the cops as well. And the cops go talk to this guy at the store. First, they talk to him first. They don't come see me. And I tell the cop what happened, and the cop doesn't cite him for hit and run. You want to know why? Because he had no proof that he ran. He had a full shopping cart. It took the cops a full shopping to get to us. And then when they did get there, they're like, no, there's no evidence that he left. I had pieces of this man's truck in my car.
Yeah, all your evidence is in the receipt he's holding with that fucking grocery basket.
Yeah.
Or cart, whatever you want to call it.
There's cameras.
Yeah.
Do something.
Please.
He can't.
Oh.
So it
Wonderful.
becomes just an accident, not a hit and run. Luckily, the man took all responsibility. I didn't even know I hit you.
You stared at me.
Yeah.
You looked me in the eyes.
It's called
and you're
lying.
Like,
it's called
I
lying
gotta
and
leave.
trying to be like, oh, I didn't just hit and run.
No.
But he did.
Wow. If you can take anything from this podcast, is people are pieces of shit.
Yeah.
And crazy. And deranged and just
Out of their minds.
out of their minds.
How long have we been running for?
Almost an hour at this point. So
Almost an hour.
I think it's a good time to kind of wrap it up.
I think it's a great time to wrap it up.
All right. Well, hopefully everybody enjoyed the chat session going on here. I definitely will have Mike in future podcast episodes if we just want to just bullshit about things in life and things in general.
If you guys liked it, let him know.
Yeah, let me know down in the comments. And while you're down there and you did enjoy it, like the video, subscribe to the channel so you get more of these. And I'll be continuing my regular videos along the way too. And, you know, if you guys like live streams, follow my live stream as well. Twitch.tv/OCDGaming90. That's going to be it, everybody. Thank you all for just listening to us yap. I appreciate y'all. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching the video. If y'all enjoyed it, don't forget to like it, share it around, and subscribe to the channel. If y'all want to see more about me, check out the playlist and the most recent uploads. Once again, thank you all for watching. Hopefully I catch you all in the next video. Take care, everybody.